hurry up!
Almost like 4 years ago in the before times, I made a video diving into the scrapped level from Sonic CD that we never got, colloquially referred to by most as R2. Now, many people in the comments thought they knew the real name of the level, and I've seen a bunch of stuff, but it seems like most people thought it was actually called Relic Ruin Zone. It wasn't. Anyways, since then, there's been a few new discoveries for this mysterious scrapped zone, and more recently, we may have even gotten the true original names for this zone. So spin dash into that like button, let's check it out. If this is your first video on this and you haven't seen my previous one, at the sake of not just retelling the same story again, here's a quick rundown. So basically, this was a zone that was scrapped from Sonic CD, and not much about it was really left over to give fans an idea of what it was. Well, at least not in the game anyway. For a while, all Sonic fans really knew about R2 came from this drawing of it that would showcase some aqueducts and rainbow waterfalls, a section of the end credits video that was cut that's thought to be based on the scrapped level, as well as some sprites that were apparently meant for it too. For more context, I recommend giving the video a watch, but anyways, let's get to some of the newer theories and discoveries since I made that video. Alright, so let's start things off with the big stuff. In January of 2023, a Sonic fan by the handle of Master Dreamcaster had reached out to Sonic CD's director, Naoto Oshima, and had inquired for more information regarding the scrapped R2 level. Now, in response, Mr. Oshima revealed that although he didn't remember much about the scrapped level, he did recall that it was called Dubious Depths, and that apparently it was removed since it didn't match Sonic's speed. I assume meaning that it played too slowly or something. Huh, doesn't seem like that stopped them before. Now, initially, some fans were skeptical about this screenshot, and rightfully so, as it could have easily been photoshopped, and despite being a verified account, the name here lacks the verification badge in the DM screenshot. Apparently though, for some iPhone versions of the Twitter app or something, the badge doesn't appear here, so this doesn't necessarily mean that this is fake. In any case, fans wanted to see if anyone else on the dev team could corroborate this information. So Alexy AngelFox, the self-proclaimed Sonic CD guy, who was actually a big help with making this video, so shoutouts to him, had asked Sonic CD's landscape designer Masato Nishimura, or Mazin, if this information was accurate. To this, Mazin had also mentioned that his memory around this scrapped level was hazy, but he believes that what Mr. Oshima said was indeed true. And then he also just casually dropped that another initially planned name for R2 was Radical Root. And although yeah, this was apparently a typo, it wasn't Radical Root or anything cool, but rather it was supposed to be Ridicule Root. Yeah. Now, apparently, Mazin is known to misremember a lot of stuff, so I'm told that everything he says should be taken with a grain of salt. But since these two leads are all we really got right now, although still kind of shaky and I don't know if I'm 100% confident in saying this is downright confirmed, it does seem like we actually do have a name for R2. Now, further adding to the R2, or I guess we should start calling it Dubious Depths, puzzle are several songs that were meant to be used for the stage that were actually dropped over the years right in front of our noses, or at least partially. For starters, Mazin had confirmed that the Little Planet track that can be played in Sonic CD's DA Garden sound test mode was actually supposed to be the song used in the present version of Dubious Depths. Furthermore, the Techno Power Remix track in the Sonic Remix album features a medley of Bad Future remixes of each of the zones in the game. And if you listen to it, you'll hear a different melody between Palm Tree Panic and Collision Chaos. And yep, you probably guessed it, it's thought that this might be the Bad Future version of the Little Planet track that we mentioned before. And to add to this, on that same album is another track titled Sonic Stream that also appears to be a remix of that same song again. But this time it has a more upbeat feel, so this one is believed to maybe have been a remix of the Good Future version of the Dubious Depths track. Then next, found in the more recent release of Sonic Origins, are several bits of concept art, and among them is this image of Sonic CD's Little Planet, in which we can see some concepts of each of the game's levels, including 2R here, which gives us a bit more insight into the level's design, well, at least more than this. Anyways, here we can see that this stage would feature an area above ground that looks like it would have had a dense forest as a background, and then in basically the same fashion as Marble Zone from Sonic 1, the above ground section of the stage would then transition to a second part which would have had the player going below ground, and this is where the roots or depths part of the name would seemingly stem from. Another interesting thing that can be seen on this concept art are these percentages found above each level. Now, these percentages are apparently the erosion level of each stage, basically how much influence Dr. Robotnik has over the area. And here we can see Dubious Depths with an erosion level of 10%, right between Collision Chaos's 30% and Palm Tree Panic apparently being absolutely pure of Eggman's reach at 0%. For reference, Wacky Workbench would be 90% eroded, and both Stardust Speedway and Metallic Madness would be a full 100% eroded by the Egg Fella. And that's about where we stand with the scrapped Sonic CD level today. I'm still hoping that one day a prototype gets dropped that has any sort of remnants from this level still kicking around, but all in all, I'm glad that we at least now have a name, or two I guess, for R2, though I think out of habit I will probably just end up still calling it R2. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to check out some of my other Sonic stuff, and if you'd like to hear some more theories about Dubious Depths and what it may or may not have been, be sure to check out Alexy AngelFox's channel. I'll have it linked for you down in the description. And as always, thank you all so much for stopping by today, and I will see you in a bit.